Welcome to Hatman Strikes Back Daily Boxing News. So Frazer Clarke dispatches of Ebeneezer Tetteh in the first round, as he was supposed to. Ebeneezer Tetteh is a terrible fighter. His technique is amateurish, to say the least, novice even. And there's no way that this guy's only 36 years of age. He looks at least a decade older than that. This, of course, was Clarke's first fight back after getting knocked out in the first round himself by Fabio Wardley. In fact, he's still got a dent in the side of his head from the injury he suffered in that contest. So there was some curiosity in some quarters to see how he might react to a shot. But Ebeneezer Tetteh was never going to be the guy to deliver it. One of the reasons I was so confident in picking Joe Joyce to beat Dillian Whyte, obviously that fight didn't happen, but I was very confidently picking Joyce to win because of how Dillian Whyte looked against Ebeneezer Tetteh. Remember, years ago, Tetteh got knocked out in one round by Daniel Dubois. Technically awful Tetteh. Yet when he went in there against Dillian Whyte, Whyte struggled with him. Even the power of his vaunted left hook seemed to have deserted him against Ebeneezer Tetteh. Tetteh was shrugging off the left hooks like raindrops. Whyte just didn't have the velocity on that punch that he used to have, and subsequently, the power of it has diminished. Anyway, the point is, Frazer Clarke was supposed to do that to that level of opponent. And in doing so, he really embarrassed Dillian Whyte. He really showed him up. And this is not a Dillian Whyte diss video, folks. I've got nothing against Dillian Whyte, despite what some of his fans have been coming out with over the years. Nothing against the guy at all. I think Dillian Whyte has been a great servant for British boxing. Obviously, there's the PED issues, right? But if you put that aside for a second, he's been a great servant for British boxing. He's got a massive heart, and he's as game as they come. Mentally, Dillian Whyte's probably still got it, but physically, he's not the fighter he used to be. If he were to fight Frazer Clarke next, I would 100% be picking Frazer Clarke. Clarke against Tetteh did what he always does, which is stick to the basics, and allowed Tetteh, who is, as I say, very novice-y with the way he throws shots, launches uppercuts from 10 feet out. I'm being a bit facetious here, obviously, but not too far off. All Clarke had to do is what he normally does, which is tuck up tight, use his jab, wrap his man up on the inside, and look for opportunities to land good straight punches. And Tetteh is going to give you those opportunities over and over again because of how wild and novice-y he is. And so an opportunity came to land a big right hand, detonated on Tetteh's face, down he went. He did manage to beat the count, but the referee decided that he was in no position to continue. Was it a premature stoppage? Yes. But that fight was only going one way. Clarke and Tetteh are not even anywhere close to being in the same class. Tetteh's a journeyman. I'm sure there's going to be somebody in the comments saying, Frazer Clarke's a journeyman as well. Well, not yet. And he certainly doesn't have the background of a typical journeyman. Frazer Clarke was an elite level amateur, Olympian, etc. Very few journeymen have that type of background. Some of them have, Woodley Harrison, Tyrell Biggs, but it's not typical. Anyway, long story short, Frazer Clarke did the business as I expected him to do. He now looks to target the winner of the Adeleye TKV rematch. He's got some beef with Adeleye, so I think that will be a more interesting fight for the fans. But he's a stablemate of TKV, so that might be an easier fight to make. We all know that the relations between Ben Shalom, who is Frazer Clarke's promoter, and Frank Warren, who is David Adelaye's promoter, are not the best. Whereas, as I say, Clarke and TKV are promotional stablemates, both with Shalom. So yeah, I'd like to see Clarke against Adeleye, see them settle their differences in the ring. But Adelaye's got to try and get past TKV again, which is no mean feat, because truth be told, TKV was boxing his head off in that first fight. I think Adeleye is going to need to come with a much more proactive, aggressive game plan in the rematch if he wants to win again without any controversy this time. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about all this in the comment section below. Were you surprised that Frazer Clarke got Tetteh out of there so early? Or, like me, is this what you expected? Don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And before I go, make sure you check out my most recent bit of exclusive boxing content on Patreon. It's a 3-hour film study on George Foreman. That's 3 hours of me analyzing video footage, not still images, actual video footage of the most significant fights in George Foreman's career and explaining and breaking down what made him so effective. It wasn't just brute force and physical strength and punching power. No. Foreman had a much better boxing brain and was much more crafty and clever, even when he was young, than people realize or give him credit for. And I break it all down in a 3-hour George Foreman extravaganza on my Patreon page. If you want to access that video and many other boxing film studies I've done, as well as countless podcasts and what have you, just head on over to my Patreon page, which is called The Brotherhood of Reason, and select the tier called called the Boxing Brotherhood. There's no contract, there's no commitment. You can cancel at any time, just like Netflix, and it's very reasonably priced. If you just want to sign up for 1 month and then check out, that's absolutely fine. So yeah, don't miss out on my George Foreman film study. You can access that and my entire back catalog for a very cheap price. It's great value. All of the links are in the description below. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Make sure you guys like this video, share it, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out. If you want to access this video along with hundreds of hours worth of other exclusive boxing content, as well as our members chat, just head on over to my Patreon page and select the tier called the Boxing Brotherhood. There's no contract, no commitment. You can cancel at any time, just like Netflix, but it's a hell of a lot cheaper. Just download the app from the Play Store or the App Store. All the links are in the description box below. And just a quick money-saving tip for Apple users. If you purchase your Patreon subscription on the desktop site or on Android, then you'll avoid the ridiculous 30% fee that Apple charges for purchases made on the iOS app. So if you're on iPhone or iPad, save yourself some money by buying your subscription on the actual Patreon website or on Android because it's a lot cheaper. Once you've made that initial purchase, you can then use the Patreon app on your iPhone or iPad thereafter to access and enjoy your content as normal.